We're all good. The Stroh Center here in Bowling Green, Ohio, maybe a little less packed on a Sunday afternoon than a Friday night for a rivalry game. However, the competition about to go on here just as exciting as what one might have seen Friday night. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. My name is Holden Ruck, and I'm joined today by Aubrey Traylor. Aubrey, how are you doing?
Oh, just fabulous. I'm very excited to see what these teams bring. This is a tri-meet for our home opener with Central and Southeast Missouri State against BG.
And the Central Michigan and Southeastern Missouri State Redhawks teams, very comparable talent level and performance level so far to Bowling Green. However, if you look at the history for these teams matching up, in particular the history between Bowling Green and Central Michigan, it doesn't bode the best for the Falcons recently. To find the Falcons' last win over the Chippewas, you have to go back to 2018. So that's a pretty strong stretch of dominance for the Chippewas, who, as recently as last week in a dual meet, were able to find a victory over the Falcons. However, I think it is rest assured to say that first-year head coach for the Falcons, Brittany Emmons, is looking to set the tone for what she wants the team to be under her tenure.
I could agree no more.
Looking at the actual competition, the first rotation, the Bowling Green Falcons will start on the vaults. The Southeastern Missouri State Redhawks will be on the uneven bars, and the Chippewas of Central Michigan will be on the balance beam. And I do think it's a really interesting contrast to note here in terms of the coaching tenures. You know, Brittany Emmons for the Falcons only in her first year as the head coach, whereas you look over to the Central Michigan team and Christine McDonald, she's in her 6th season, but she's actually been with the program for the past 30 years, previously as a graduate assistant and then for 25 years as a assistant coach, now under the head coaching role for the Chippewas. And I think that her impact on that program cannot be overstated. You look at their recent success, several MAC championships in the 2022 regular season, the 2022 championship, and the 2023 championship. A lot of success there for Christine.
Yeah, and then moving on to the Redhawks again, Ashley Lawson. She's on to her 7th year as head coach for Southeast Missouri State. She previously coached vault and floor. She's going to be responsible for bars here, so it's going to be a real new challenge for her.
Kira Thornton for the Falcons, currently being eval'd for her first warming up, I believe.
Yep. Warm-ups have just begun. Each gym is getting started.
The order for the Falcons for the vaults in their first round of competition is going to be Kira Thornton first, Megan Zialo following that, after which it'll be Megan Bingham, Madison Coburn, Sharnia Brown, and Kayla Shaw.
Yeah, Kayla Shaw in that anchor spot. You'll see that she has a very unique vault today with a hand front pike open half. You'll see most of the girls doing your Chanko fulls and your Chanko 1.5s.
And Aubrey, tell me more about that anchor spot or the ordering of the athletes in these events. Is there much that you can, predict or learn from the order in which they put these athletes?
Yeah, so your anchor is normally your top dog, normally your most solid person, the one who's going to put out that last score that you know you can count on. There are 6 routines that you'll see done on every event, so there'll be 6 athletes competing on every event, but there will only be 5 scores taken on every event as well. So you want to be able to drop that 1 score, and your anchor spot is normally going to be your top scorer, the one who's going to hit most often. You'll see that their technique is a lot polished.
So still warming up here. And if you look at the lineups for the rosters here, a little bit of interesting note. For the Bowling Green Falcons, none of the athletes listed for any in particular specialization on the Central Michigan and Southeastern Missouri athletes we see both of them, all of the athletes on the rosters listed as all-arounders, which tell us a little bit about that, the level of difficulty that may entail.
So all around, a lot of the girls here are going to be considered what is called a specialist. So they specialize in one event in particular. So one girl may be very strong on bars and a little bit weaker on vault, so she'll stick to competing on bars for her team. An all-arounder means that she is able to compete on every single event and show up there when it counts, and she's able to compete every event.
And that really stands out to me as something very impressive, looking at a number of athletes, really the majority here in this competition today, that have the capabilities and abilities to compete in any of the events they may be called on for.
100%. Most gymnasts here have been competing for over 10 plus years, and this sport is very hard on your body. As you'll see, gymnastics doesn't have a major league after college, so to be able to continue to do all around after all these years is definitely an accomplishment.
Certainly. If you had to pick, looking at this competition ahead here, if you had to pick an event to look ahead to that you think is really going to be the highlight of the day, I'll put you on the spot here. What do you think?
I'm really looking forward to vault here. I really want to see some powers. I saw a lot of girls on every team here right now show some great power and agility on vault. I saw some great attacks landings, as well as beam. I saw some very unique combos for their acro series. Which is 2 flight elements back to back. I saw a lot of tri-series, which are 3 elements connected in a row. I'm very interested to see that. As well as bars. Bars is very unique in where a lot of the skills done are put into random order compared to vault, where you'll see a lot of the same skills but done by different gymnasts. And floor, you'll be able to see a lot of the girls' personalities shine through there.
Yeah, I'm also very excited to look to. I believe the vault is also going to be very entertaining. It feels like the most, you see, it's so contingent, I guess I would say, on the momentum they go into their move with, and I think that's really exciting to watch for. So.
Yep, and here coming up first, we have on beam, Arena Light, getting ready to go.
Central Michigan's Ariana Light kicking off the competition here.
Really hear that crowd getting excited here. Starting off the beautiful full turn straight into that dance. I love to see that. Very calm for this lead-off position. Straight to that handspring side aerial. Stuck beautifully. Being lead-off is very difficult, having to start off your team. She seems very composed. There's a jump combo, switch team half. Getting ready here on vaults, we have Kira Thornton for their lead-off position.
And meanwhile, we also have Kaylin Hamilton from Southeast Missouri, currently doing her routine on the uneven bars.
Beautiful. That is a very unique acro.
There's Thornton.
Thornton with the beautiful Yurchenko full. Very strong landing. And Ariana finishing up here with her dismount. Very nice.
A slight step forward there on that dismount.
Yep.
Certainly may lead to a deduction, but
yes.
A very strong start off for the Chippewas on that one. And how about Kira Thornton from the Falcons? What a great plant on that move there.
Beautiful start off, yes. Very strong ball. Her landing was very solid. Her chest was up, and you'll see how her eyes are looking at that table.
And that small crowd, to your point, very, small but loyal crowd. There's a lot of noise coming from the really fair blend of Falcon fans as well as Red Hawk and Chippewas. It seems both away team factions have traveled quite well on this Sunday.
Yeah, very dedicated fans. Yes. Up here for Bowling Green, we have Megan Diazlo.
Diallo, the second vaulter for today for the Falcons, the sophomore from Milford, Connecticut. Falcons off to a solid start so far. We'll see what Ziala is able to do here as she readies for her vault.
Sydney Crouch getting ready on beam. As well as Zoe Proudsley as well on bars. Yurchenko full. Very solid, very tight. That was beautiful shaping.
And you can see the energy that Brittany Emmons is bringing to this team. The teammates immediately swarming her upon that plan. It has to feel good when you stick your move like that and then immediately feel the support of your team right around you.
100%. Gymnastics is seen as a very individualized sport, but when you have your teammates cheering you on in that background, there's nothing else going through your mind. Over here on bars, we have Zoe Proudly once again. Stand. Toe front pike half, chest down just a little bit, but recovered that landing.
And certainly one that you would think shouldn't result in too substantial of a deduction when you look at the difficulty of the maneuver there.
You'd be surprised on how much they can take. If it's a controlled landing and they only take one step, that's only 1/10. But if your chest is down below your hips, that could be up to 3/10 of deduction. Over here on beam, we have Sydney Crouch for the Chippewas. Very unique series. She's fouling Caitlin Hamilton's 9.65. That's a great start off for our. Over here we have Megan Bingham. Beautiful vault for Megan Bingham. Her form was beautiful. Hips nice and flat.
And Megan Bingham, a junior from Louisville, Kentucky, named to MAC Gymnast to Watch team in the preseason. And additionally, despite that strong vault's realistically not even her best skill. She tied the #1 all-time program record for the beam with a 9.95 against Ball State last season. So
you'll see Megan on all events today, I believe, on all around. So vault, bars, beam, and floor. Over here on beam, we have Sydney Crouch once again. Very nice gainer full. Bit of a hop there on the landing. You want to see those girls, what is called a stick landing, where those feet do not move. You want to see them planted into that floor.
And certainly one of the little things you just have to look for, really regardless of the event, there is that clean plant. Feels like the most common area where it's easy to have your points deducted and where you can save them up, and those little points matter, as we'll see in
100%. You'll see that there is a 9.6 and a 9.65. There's a difference there. That 1/2 tenth could mean a lot between an all-around. Getting ready here on vault as Madison Corburn. Yurchenko full. She got a little bit bent on that table with her arm. She wasn't able to get that big pop, which we call a block, off that table.
A vault that looks like she'd maybe like to have back, but at the end of the day, it's certainly early in this competition.
100%. It's also early in the season. This is only our 3rd or 4th week into the season, so these girls are just starting to get the hang of competition. You want to see BG drop that score.
So scores of 9.7 on the vault for Kira Thornton and Megan Ziala. In our total with 19.4 presently. On the uneven bars for Southeastern Missouri, Caitlin Hamilton has a 9.65.
Over here on bars, we have a Hannah Applegate, I believe. Beautiful release, straight into that handstand. Very nice bail. Those hips were nice and open. Only has to be above horizontal. Little short on that handstand. So we want to see that hit 180 straight into the blindfold, double back. Very nice double, just a small stop on that landing, but very nice.
A very clean landing there from SEMO's Gracie Jones on the uneven bars there after an impressive routine. So now for the Falcons, Charnia Brown is teeing up for the vault. The 5th out of the order of 6. Brown, the junior from Franklin, Tennessee.
Tierchenko full. Really fought for that landing there at the end.
Definitely a strong performance for her and good to follow up. Looking at the team having a misplant on the previous vaulter.
Here over on beam for the Chippewas. Some very unique choreography, look lovely. That full turn. Nice and confident over here for the Chippewas. Trying to follow up this score with a 9.425 in for the dismount. Round up 1.5, small step on that landing. Beautiful finish. She's following Sydney Crouch's 9.425. She's going to want to see if they can drop that score over there for Central.
So Madison Coburn's score will come in for the Falcons on the vault with an 8.75. Likely, barring any other misplants, to be the dropped score of the bunch, but we'll certainly have to wait and see. As the Falcons' Katrina Mendez-Abelnik is now readying to do her vault. Katrina, the senior, the last of the vaulters for this rotation for the Falcons.
Over here for Southeast Missouri State, we have Courtney Henry on bars. Nice handstand. Want to see those tight straight lines for that 180. Beautiful double lay, small step on that landing. Those hips were nice and open. You want to see flat straight lines. Straight into your Tierchenko full. Solid over here on vault for BGSU Falcons. And you'll see those sunglasses. A lot of the times over here in college gymnastics, you'll see that they have a stick crown, stick glasses. Sometimes you'll even see a cape. It's a little celebration for the team to really get amped up with each other. Over here for the Chippewas, I believe we have Samantha Shannon. Very unique and fun mount for her. Following 2 9.75s. Tri-series, that case for handspring. They step out, really fought for that landing there. Good cover up. Beautiful full turn. That is a requirement here. You'll see lots of girls. It's a very simple skill, or at least it looks like it. They've been doing that for over probably 10 years. Very hard on 4 inches, may I say. Switch leap and a split half. Very well done. Judges are looking for no shifts on their landing, so they do not want to see their feet move. Here for the dismount. Round up 1.5. Little bit too much power. She took a couple steps, but very strong routine overall.
And definitely some points to be retained there. We're looking at the degree of difficulty of some of those moves, including that triple series, really. Yeah,
really sets her apart there on beam. Getting ready over here on bars for SEMU, we have Ava Johnson. A little bit short on that first handstand. Toe hand, beautiful. Beautiful combo there. Straight to a switch kip. You don't see those very often. A little bit short on that handstand. Straight into a double. Very nice. When I say short on that handstand, for to be considered no deductions, judges give you a 10-degree window of being completely on top of the bar in a straight line. If you're a little bit short, they'll start taking deductions. Over here on vault, we have Kayla Shaw. She is set apart in this lineup for being the only one having a front handspring front pike half. It's a very difficult vault. She's following up with a 9.75 from last meet, once again against Central Michigan.
Kayla Shaw, a freshman from Ontario, top 3 finishes. She has a 2nd place and 2 3rd place finishes on the season. Very talented freshman. And
yeah, she's added a lot to this team. Only being a freshman, I believe she's competing on more than one event today. Over here for Central, we have Luciana Alvarado-Reed.
Creative mount onto the beam there.
Over here, Kayla.
And that one was just visually impressive. Degree of difficulty on that front hand.
Very unique over here on ball, yes. I saw her struggling with that a little bit in warm-up. Her landing, her chest seemed to be down quite a bit, but she was able to pull through when it came to her competition. Very good to see for that anchor.
It did feel as though she may have been a little bit too far down on the dismount. However, still a strong showing from the freshman.
Over here on beam for the Chippewas. Luciana finishing up a lovely routine. She's been strong. You'll see her technique, very polished. Over here for a gainer pike. Really tries to stick that landing. Judges are looking for control. They don't want to see those feet move. As well as Taylor Engel finishing up there on bars.
And you always have to love when you've got those unique or maybe unorthodox sorts of dismounts, and the gainer there is really cool to watch.
100%. The judges enjoy it. They want to see creativity. They want to see different routines that are set apart. They don't want to see the same thing every day, every time. And you'll see that a lot here in college. These girls coming from all over, even the globe now. We have girls coming from the UK, Canada. It's really interesting to see different artistic styles.
Certainly.
Over here, we're finishing up our first rotation. We have bars in beam left.
Waiting to uneven bars, we have Naya Reeder, the extra for the Southeastern Red Hawks.
So this extra is actually an exhibition. So since it's the beginning of the season, these girls are just trying to get some experience in for competing. So they just want to really see how the judges just want to, well, I should say the coaches. The coaches just want to see how these gymnasts do under pressure to get them ready for lineup. So when they are ready and are put into lineup, they're ready to go and they're ready for that competition pressure. This takes a little bit of the pressure off of being in the lineup and having that pressure on you. Over here for beam for the Chippewas, I believe we have Quinn Scrufa.
And notably for the start of this routine, looking to have some sort of running mount here to the beam as compared with some of her competition today.
Yes, it's the board mount. Into straight switch loop, beautiful. Bit of a risky mount there, but she performed it very well. Seems she's got some confidence, I'd love to see. Straight into a front aerial back handspring for her series. Very well done.
A slight wobble on that rotation, but she held on.
Straight to her leap series. Judges are looking for that 180 split, that complete straight line to one end. Finishing it up here on beam. Pat lead side aerial. Very nice acro. Straight into a back handspring, 1.5. With a stuck landing. That was solid. As you can see, Central is getting excited. They had a very nice beam rotation with over 2 9.75s and a 9.8. We'll see what this follows up. That was a very nice routine for Quinn.
Maybe as good of one as we've seen from that rotation on the balance beam. Very, very impressive routine there.
Very solid lead off for the Chippewas.
So remaining in this rotation now are just 2 exhibition gymnasts. Naya Reeder of Southeastern Missouri State is going to be on the uneven bars, and Central Michigan's Alexis Garcia will be doing her balance beam routine.
Just 1 routine left here in the first rotation for Alexis Garcia.
And preliminarily looking at the scoring here, Bowling Green currently has 48.75. The Red Hawks have 48.25 and 48.6 for the Chippewas. So a marginal lead for the Falcons, certainly something a Falcon fan would be happy to see. But tell me this, scoring-wise, do you anticipate that the teams will have the capability to, be around the same at the different events, or do you foresee them doing stronger versus weaker in some?
I really think the Central really led off their strong on beam. I'm interested to see where else they head off or what is their strongest event. Over here on vault for Bowling Green, they had a great lead off, finishing with a 48.75. That was great. Following up with a 48.6 over here for Central. We're going to see what Quinn's score comes in at, and that will change that up a little bit. But it seems like all the teams are hanging there neck and neck with one another, with only a 10th or 2 separating our scores.
And this type of close competition is really what you'd expect to see based on the national rankings of these 3 teams, all within 10 slots on that national ranking.
100%. Very unique mount over here for Quinn. Once again, this is her exhibition. Oh, excuse me, for Ashley Garcia. Just a fall there. Once you lift that leg up, you often see girls start falling one to one side. You want to keep those feet planted and arms locked. Any slight little wobble with an arm sets you off to the side very easily. Once again, only performing on 4 inches of being there.
And obviously not what she would like there, but again, this is why you're competing for exhibition right now.
Little off there on her front toss. Very nice loop combo. A little bit of wobble, but those 180, very nice.
And certainly something you may expect in this situation, given the previous falls.
Finishing up with a finger right. Way to finish. She really pulled through on that.
In a difficult situation, too, where you can tell, the slip-ups earlier in the routine, weighing on her. You could see it in the face a little bit. But even so, very strong power through to the end.
Yes, very hard to continue a routine once you fall. You get a little bit shaken up. That's what the exhibition's for.
So Quinn Skrupa's 9.7 score on the beam for Central Michigan is in, which at the end of this first rotation has the Falcons at 48.75, Southeastern Missouri at 48.25, and Central Michigan 0.025 behind the Falcons at 48.725. So very, very close competition.
Yep, going neck and neck here into the second rotation.
And I'll tell you what, Aubrey, the CMU chants behind us at the end of that last beam routine, very, very loud. Certainly travel well on a Sunday.
100%, especially for a lady coming all the way up from Mount Pleasant from Michigan. Over here we have a replay. A beautiful Yurchenko full from Megan Reed, I believe. You can see that excitement on her face. She knew she hit that ball.
And she did a tie for the team high there with the 9.8 in her vault.
Followed up right by her teammate with another Yurchenko full.
And you can see Coach Brittany Evans there absolutely fired up for her girls.
Yes, she should be very pleased for their lead off here. This is their first home meet of the season. These girls are doing very well.
And it's an important one to set the tone for them too, because again, this is a Bowling Green team that in recent years, for any of the gymnasts that have been here, they haven't had a lot of success. Last year, they had a 4-13 overall record, going 0-5 in the conference, and their only wins came as second places in tri-meets or second to thirds. Yeah. Yes. So certainly, starting off with the lead, even if another one of the schools here may specialize better in a certain event, is still something they like to see. It's the kind of momentum you want to get going, especially in front of a home crowd.
You'll see, once again, Kayla Shaw here, really, you'll see her eventually, her replay finishing up there on vault. They were very glad to be able to drop that one score on that one Yurchenko fall. It seems that they really figured out over here for BG what a Yurchenko fall means. These girls are hitting those landings.
That last replay of Katrina Mendez-Zabolnik, also a 9.8, really strong showing here.
Very nice stuck landing. You see those feet did not move.
And you can see the excitement once she finishes the plant, turn it into her head coach. She's
there's
thrilled.
Kayla Shaw's very unique hand front pike open half.
And so we're going to look ahead to rotation 2. The Bowling Green Falcons this time will be on the uneven bars. The Southeastern Missouri Redhawks will be on the balance beam. And Central Michigan will begin the floor exercise routines for the day.
And you'll see over here on floor, for their floor routines, these girls will have special picked out music. It shows a little bit more personality for each routine.
And how fun is that? I mean, it's really something in, I would say, the majority of other sports, if not all others, you don't really get to see the personality of the athletes so much through their competition. You get to see it all right here.
100%. And I love when the gymnasts get really into their routines. You can see their facial expressions. You can see how excited they get. On the sidelines, most of the time, you'll also see their teammates joining in, really giving that team atmosphere that gymnasts crave.
And it's something really interesting to, despite each athlete's, it's not a team sport in the convention that you are interacting with your teammates in like an active time of play. But at the same time, obviously they're scored together, but the individuals like come together so well as a team. Their performances are entirely contingent on what they are able to do, but you can really feel the team atmosphere. I mean, I don't think you can find a much closer group of athletes than these gymnastics teams.
100%, I couldn't agree more.
So in the rotation for the Falcons, for the uneven bars, we'll have Megan Zialo kicking it off. Kira Thornton will be second. Megan Bingham third up. Kayla Shaw after that. She will be competing on the uneven bars, despite competing as an exhibition for the vault. Love Akpan then will be fifth for the Falcons. Kennedy Kreinbrink sixth.
Sitting there as that anchor.
And then Elise Broska will be an exhibition performance.
As you see, we're finishing up bars. Southeast Missouri State on this replay finished with a 48-5. Very strong start for them.
And a solid plant on that one as well for her. Definitely helped her keep a strong score there.
Beautiful bail handstand there, you'll see. These girls only have to hit horizontal or above. A bail handstand is showing just that much more expertise they have.
And there on that final bars performance for the Red Hawks, we certainly saw one of the better handstand angles there that we saw.
100%. You'll see at these more senior gymnasts, the ones who have a little bit more experience, you'll see that they'll try to hold that handstand to position to really show the judges, like, hey, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I'm comfortable enough to do this.
So now you can see the teams warming up once again. Central Michigan is going to be on the floor routine. Bowling Green taking on the uneven bars and the balance beam for the Southeastern Missouri Red Hawks. here at the Stroh Center in Bowling Green, Ohio for this tri-meet competition between the BG Falcons, the Southeast Missouri Redhawks, and the Central Michigan Chippewas. We are about to kick off rotation 2 here for this competition. Once again, I'm Holden Ruck, joined by Aubrey Traylor, and what a good rotation 1 we just saw.
Great lead off here for all teams. Bowling Green finishing vault with a 48.75. Over here we have the Redhawks finishing with the 48.25, and then we have Central with the 48.725 finishing there up on beam. Over here we're getting ready on bars with Megan Diazlo. Leading off here.
Diallo already vaulted for the Falcons, now starting off on the uneven bars here.
Very nice handstand, beautiful lines, straight to a Ginger. Over here for Central, we have Heather Parker on floor. Opening up with the round up back handspring double pike. A little bit too much power. You want to see a little bit more control on that landing. You want to really see those front feet stay put. You can see over there in the corner of your screen, you can see those teammates really getting into those routines. It's a very fun atmosphere. Going into her second pass. Much better on landing. Seemed a little bit more confident on that pass as well.
And you can see the mirroring from her teammates to certainly watching her rehearse the routine every day during practice, and they're loving it.
Beautiful leap combination. Very strong lead off there for Central.
That's Central's Heather Parker, and she is fired up about that finish. For those who may be just joining us, the Falcons are currently leading after rotation 1 of this gymnastics tri-meet. 48.750 for the Falcons, 48.725 for Central Michigan, and Southeastern Missouri with 48.25. So very, very tightly contested competition.
Over here on bars, we have Kira Thornton following Megan Diazzo's 9.675. Solid handstand. Great combination, a combination when two skills are performed back to back without a skill break. Getting ready for her dismount here. Very nice lines. Straight to a full in. Very solid routine there for the Falcons. You'll see she is pumped.
And it might not have been apparent from that viewing angle that you have, but the angle of her handstands on top of the bar was absolutely superb.
100%. The judges, once again, are looking for that 180 handstand, which is a complete straight line from head to foot. Over here on beam, we have Jocelyn Hernandez. Really feeling the music here. Trying to stay nice and calm.
Meanwhile, Southeastern Missouri's Ailey Kuhn was first up for the balance beam. She's currently being scored.
Over here for Central, we have Zoe Zimmerman following her teammate Heather Parker with a 9.625. Opening up for a double front pull. And you'll see that she has a mat there on the floor that's called the sting mat. It is not a deduction for gymnasts to have that on the floor. It's more of a precautionary member. It's normally used to save gymnast ankles. Adds a little bit more padding and cushioning to their landings.
Something certainly necessary with the impact of the sport.
100%. Right there with the ring leap. Very nice splits. Really looking for those tight legs. Straight into her second pass. A front lay, front full. Stepped out with very nice control. As we previously spoke on, judges are really looking for that stuck landing. On floor, there is an exception. You are able to take one step out of it to show that finish, which is called a lunge. And as long as it is controlled, there is no deduction for it.
Meanwhile, Jocelyn Hernandez is currently under her routine on the beam. Her teammate Ailey Kuhn definitely assessed for a error from falling off of the beam, an 8.875, so.
I'm gonna see her staying nice and calm here. The rest of this lineup knows that they have to follow through. Finishing up with the round off. Full dismount, very nice. Very nice job there for Jocelyn following her teammate.
A definite step off of that dismount, but still a very solid routine.
Over here on bars, we have Megan Bingham once again.
Bingham already off to a strong start for the Falcons today with her 9.8 score on the vault, tying the team high for that.
Entering with the board mount here on bars. So coming to Tkachev. Very nice height. You just want to see those toes pointed a little bit more. Very nice bail. That's a bail handstand, ladies and gentlemen. That was beautiful. She really showed the judges that position. She got the dismount with the double lay, small hop on that landing, but that was a solid routine right there for Megan.
And a great follow-up from Bingham, who already today has set a personal best for her career in the vault event. Her career high previously being 9.775. Today she tops that with a 9.8.
Very proud. She's doing very well today. Over here for Central on floor, we have Hannah Applegate, I believe. Judges seem to be taking their time a little bit today.
Certainly not the most cut and dry as compared with scoring other sports, so.
Not as fast paced. Over here for the Red Hawks, we have Jaden Jesus.
Kosa's getting ready to begin.
Over here for Hannah on floor. She seems very confident. Getting ready for her first pass. Front tuck step out to a double pike. That is a solid landing. You see that control. You can obviously hear teammates are getting fired up here for her. Beautifully. Really seeing her personality come through here. She stayed nice and calm. Finishing up with her next pass. Front full to a front lay. Very solid landings. Nice and controlled. It's a very strong finish there for Hannah Applegate.
Meanwhile, much of the cheering noise during that routine coming from those supporting the Red Hawks today as Jaden Kuseth finished her routine on the balance beam, which, by the looks of things, is the strongest for them yet. A team fielding an 8.875 and a 9.575 score so far. Koseth, I won't be surprised if her score is above both of them yet. Very, very solid routine from her going on at the same time.
Over here for the Red Hawks.
Leah Parton appears to be next for the balance beam.
Over here for the Gym Hawks, they're coming off a 2024 season, and they saw the team finish 4th at the Midwest Independence Conference Championships to conclude the season. It seems during the season, the 24 season, last season, junior Lindsay Oakler recorded a perfect 10 at the Tennessee Collegiate Classic for the perfect score on bars, so we'll be excited to see them.
Definitely an interesting potential there. A perfect score, something certainly not easily come by with the degree of difficulty of any of these events.
100%. And it seems here that this season, judges are really starting to crack down on how many 10s they're starting to give out this season. You'll see a lot of 9.975s, but not so much that perfect 10-0. Really makes you question if there is such thing. Over here on bars, we have Love Ackman for the Falcons. Straight into Tkachev. Once again, you want to see those toes point. See that all the way finished, a little short there on that cast handstand, but pulled it off straight into her next combo. There's that handstand they were looking for. Finishing this up with her dismount. Double A. Beautiful lines. Just a little bit of leg separation, but I believe from the judges' angle, they won't be able to see that so much. Over here for the Chippewas, we have Quinn Skrupa. First pass, going in for a double pike. Really pulled out that landing, chest down just a little bit.
Strong start from Skrupa, who had a very strong first rotation as well.
Going in a second pass. Round of 1.5 to punch leg. You'll see there she walks straight out of that pass. Just shows how confident she feels. Straight into her ring leap. Beautiful lines. I have to say, I'm really enjoying Quinn's technique here. She seems to be having a lot of fun. You see that smile hasn't gone away just yet. Finishing here with her third tumbling pass. With a double tuck.
And a very strong performance there for Skrupa for Central Michigan. Again, on several of the dismounts, that one step, but that's all right, isn't it?
100%. They're on floor. As I said before, they're allowed that one step backwards. It shows that they have control of the skill. Over here on bars, we have Kennedy Kreinbrink for the Falcons. Going in for that Jaeger straight into that bail combo. Just a little bit of leg separation, but very well done. Following it up here into her dismount. The double lay. That's a very good finish there for Kreinbrink. I saw her in warm-up struggling a little bit with that double A, just a little bit of a pike down, but she was able to pull it off here in competition.
And a very, very strong landing there, despite just so much momentum with the body being straightened like that, all the
100%.
rotation being spread out.
You'll see there it's a little bit more difficult, as if you're rotating in a tuck. Your body's a little bit more tight put together, as if you were to throw like a crumpled ball of paper across the room. It's a little bit easier to throw that than just a flat sheet. Kennedy finishing up their bar rotation with an exhibition left there for Elise Broca. Over here on balance beam, we have Leah Parton.
Judges conferring a little bit about the score for Jaden Koseth. And it seems they're going with a 9.7 there, and they're ready for a Parton's routine.
Very fun mount there. You love to see the gymnasts show a little bit of artistic ability. Sets apart the routines. She's following her teammate Jaden Kasuth with a 9-7. The series of back handspring lay step out. Very solid. You'll see that smile come out there. A series which is 2 flight elements connected together is one of the most stressful things as part of your beat routine. Slight little wobble there on your leap combo. Judges don't want to see any separation of skill, so they're looking for a continuous movement of your arms. Feet were a little apart. You'll see her heels come together on that landing. Finishing off with their gain of full, slight step, very solid routine there for the Red Hawks. Over here for Central, on floor we have Ava Welmer. Beautiful splits. You'll see that she has nice toes and very straight legs. Getting ready for her next pass here. Straight to a double tuck. You'll see that front foot move just a little bit. Coaches want to see that planted to the floor. Very solid there for the Chippewas.
Strong routine for Wellmeyer there to follow up what has been a slate of pretty strong routines for the Chippewas there, with their lowest score coming in at 9.625. So certainly a solid showing thus far for Central Michigan.
100%. BG finishing up their bar rotation with a 48-6. The highest score for them today is a tie between Kayla Shaw and Kennedy Crimebrink, coming in with a 9.75. Over here for the Red Hawks, we have Taylor Engel.
And comparing those scores, Central Michigan opened the competition on Southeastern Missouri opened the bar competition with a 48.25. So Bowling Green leading them in that event, as that's the only common completed scores so far.
And you'll see Taylor Engel over here trying to keep calm and composed. It's a little bit stressful standing in front of a judge when they're taking a little bit of your time. You want to get up there mentally prepared and compete, not just stand there and wait. That way your nerves get to you a little bit more. Over there on Central, we're seeing Luciana Alvaro-Reed step up and getting ready for floor.
Here's Luciana Alvarado-Reed for the Chippewas, finishing off the floor exercises.
Just going into her first tumbling pass here. Starting off the front handspring, 1.5. Which often is also called a Rudy. You can see her teammates there on the side dancing along to her routine. They just seem to be having so much fun. Luciana stepping up there for his second pass. Front attack handspring, straight to 1.5 punch lay. Straight into another leap combo. You'll see that some gymnasts here are going to be doing tri-passes, and some will also be doing 2 passes. It's just a matter of their skill levels. That will be a strong finish there for the Chippewas on floor.
So barring the exhibition performances for the Red Hawks and the Chippewas, The remaining performers for rotation 2 will be Taylor Engel and Naya Reeder for Southeastern Missouri State in the balance beam event.
Taylor Engel still waiting for that final score to come in on Leah Parton.
And certainly making sure they get it right. The balance beam judges today certainly taking their time, but you can't rush accuracy.
Starting there to end the rotation for Bowling Green once again on bars with a 48-6. And Central scores come in, starting with a 48-625. Taylor Engel getting ready here again on beam. You really want to see her work those feet, show precise, either a high heel or pointed toes. Going for a tries here by Cansmere. Cansmere lay step out. Slight little wobble, but corrected it right in time. Straight for her lead combo, switch lead to split half, quarter, excuse me. The lovely full turn showing that nice control. See her eyes are glued to the end of that beam. Engel getting ready here for her dismount. The round off, double, very nice landing. Over here for the Chippewas exhibition, Ava Boots. Showing a great personality. You can see she's really having fun.
And that's certainly been a thread among the Chippewas who, across the board, have put up a very strong performance in the floor exercise today.
Once again, Ava Boots there, finishing off for the Chippewas for the exhibition. Luciana Alvaro-Reed finished with a 9-9 there on floor. That is a very strong score that puts them ahead of Bowling Green, finishing with a 48-9 there on floor. Following Bowling Green, we have a 48-6.
And that'll keep it very, very close. But as of now, with the scores completed for rotation 2, the Chippewas are going to lead the Falcons 97.625 to 97.35. So a fairly thin margin, certainly not out of reach, but the Chippewas back in front where they've grown very accustomed to being in these matchups against Bowling Green.
Still waiting here for the Red Hawks for Taylor Engel's score. We have Naya Reeder following in that anchor position. And then one more exhibition there for them with Ava Johnson. So one more routine after her. You'll see her trying to keep her composure, nice and calm.
And once again, you can hear the Central Michigan fans absolutely fired up behind. I'm really impressed at how well they've traveled. And I think it says a lot about the state of where their program is at, where it's been, you know, several MAC titles in the past 3 years. It speaks a lot, I believe.
And with a new assistant coach, I believe, as well. Naya Reeder getting ready here on beam.
Still waiting on the scoring here, and it looks like Naya Reeder's going to get started with her routine.
Naya Reeder here in the anchor position, finishing it off for the Red Hawks. Very unique skill, starting off the front toss, just a little bit off. I believe that was supposed to be a series. Into a switch kick, split half. Love to see her recover after that fall. You'll see some very cute facial expressions. Putting just a little bit more personality and flair into her routine. Trying for that front toss again. wobble on that full turn. That full turn. You'll see it over and over again, but let me tell you, it is a tough little thing. Finishing with a gainer dismount. Nice stick there for Nia Reeder.
And despite some balance issues throughout the routine, very, very clean dismount there for Reeder.
Yes, way to finish it off. Red Hawks are going to put out one more routine for exhibition with Ava Johnson.
And right now, their team score for the rotation number 2, sitting at 47.15, barring whether or not Nia Reeders can come in above teammate Eiley Kuhn's 8.875, the current low for the team. So looking to probably stand pretty close to where it is.
Yeah, looking to drop that 8.875 there. One more routine here for the Red Hawks, and then we'll be moving on to rotation 3 here at the Stroh Center.
And the scoring table still deliberating as Ava Johnson is preparing to do her routine. And again, barring this adjustment from Nia Reeder, who may or may not supplant Eiley Kuhn's 8.875 on the balancing, still pretty close between the 3 teams, but Central and Bowling Green separating themselves a little bit, both having about 2 points, as you can now see on the Red Hawks, which isn't insurmountable, but is certainly, something that the Red Hawks have to be looking at going into the back half of this competition.
100%. Ava Johnson getting ready over here on the balance beam. You'll see that coaches tend to come hype up their gymnasts a little bit, give them the nice little talking to, things to remember, little cues that they need to be thinking about during their routine, trying to make sure that they're nice and calm and as they talk through the moments and the skills. A lot of times on beam, it's a little bit slower an event compared to floor or vault, where it's just a couple seconds here. You really have to think about mentals and what skill you're doing ahead of what actual skill you are currently doing. Judges still debating on this score.
And Ava Johnson there just trying to remain calm, remain relaxed. Her performance is for an exhibition, so it won't affect the team placement, but she's trying to get used to that competition environment.
100%. I'm guessing, as we saw there for Nia Reeder, she fell on her first front toss, and then on her second, she had a little bit of a wobble error. She wasn't able to put out an acro series, and that is what it was taking so long there for the judges. Up now, we have Ava Johnson on the balance beam for the Red Hawks. Going straight into the series. With that handspring lace step out. A little wobble there. That is 5/10 deduction there for Ava Johnson. Little wobble there as well. You see that chest drop. You want to make sure that your eyes are glued forward and not down. Straight into a cab leap, side aerial. Way to pull it off. Ava here again, once again with an exhibition, so her score will not count towards the team.
Which is quite notable because following the 7.9 being the ruling on Nia Reeders, it means that 8.875, which the Red Hawks may have liked to get rid of, won't be dropped.
Ava Johnson finishing there with a gainer dismount. Slight step on that landing, but love to see the control. Finishing our second rotation here, we have the Falcons with a 97.35, the Red Hawks with a 95.4, and the Chippewas leading with a 97.625. Thanks to that score with Luciana Alvarado-Reed with a 9.9 on floor.
The best individual mark not only in this round, but actually in the entirety of the competition. certainly as well amongst the Chippewas. Really, really strong performance from Alvarado Reed.
100%. Puts a little bit more pressure there on the other following teams as they all still have floor left to go except the Chippewas.
And as a former gymnast, how does that affect you when you're thinking about the scoring deficits or what events may be left?
It really gives you more drive. It puts a little bit of a fire under your butt, honestly. It really makes you want it just that much more, knowing that you see another girl get a 9-9 means that you are capable of just that as much, if not more. Really makes you want to go for that extra mile. Know that each pointed toe, straight leg is going to really add to that performance.
Looking across the Red Hawks scoring, Taylor Engel, 9.75 in both her events, very strong.
Over here we have the Falcons, Megan Diazlo's bars. Strong start there for the Falcons. Little wobble there on the bear. You want to see those arms nice and tight. She got a little bit loose and had a little bit of a wobble, but was able to keep it moving. She's finishing up with the blindfold to a double tuck. Had a solid landing. Very strong starter for the Falcons there. Fouling is Kira Thornton there on bars. Beautiful lines from Kira there. The beautiful fill-in. You can see she was thrilled about that one.
And understandably too, the lowest score on the beam, or the bars, excuse me, in that round being a 9.625, really strong showing for the Falcons there.
Straight to Takachev there for Megan. Straight to a bail handstand, really showing that form there, showing that position of 180.
And being a very consistent, great elevation on the handstand.
Finishing off with that double like we saw earlier. Very solid there. You see, double A's are not as common here, but the more that we see them, the more we see these girls capable of so much more. Over here for Kayla Shaw, Takachev, straight into a bail combo. Straight to solid cast handstand. You really see she really wanted to show that position and control there. To blindfold, double tuck. Really stuck that landing. You saw those feet glued to the floor.
And a really strong performance from Shaw, a tie best for the rotation for the Falcons. Shaw, who previously performed as an exhibition in the first rotation on the vault, very strong showing for her team there.
See those teammates so proud of how far they've come this season, even though it's just the beginning. You see Love here, straight into that bail. She has great control of her positions. Pushing up the dismount. Again, a double lay. Beautiful lines there for her. You see those hips extended into that straight line. Kennedy Kreinbrink, their anchor, coming through with the toe hand. Straight into a Ginger bail combo. Beautiful lines. Finishing up with her dismount. You'll see another double leg, piked it down just a little bit. She was a little bit short, therefore she had to take a step on that landing. But beautiful combo there for Kreinbrink.
And a very strong performance, as we saw on the scoring as well. A 9.75, again, tie best mark right there with Kayla Shaw for the uneven bars for the Falcons. And across the event so far, both of them setting the standard along with Southeastern Missouri's Taylor Engel, all a 9.75 mark.
Over here on the balance beam, we are finishing up with Aileen Kuhn. Small step to the left there. Judges really want to see those girls stay in a nice line. You'll see over on vault later, there's lines on a mat. They really want to see them stay in line. Finishing up, Jocelyn has some very nice leaps here. Good 180 show. Heading for her dismount. With a strong double. Slight step back on that landing, but overall very confident. She finished that routine with a 9.575. Not her best, but a solid start. Following, we have Jaden Cassuz with a cat leave switch quarter. You want to see those feet come all the way together on there on that balance swing. They were a little bit separate, and she had to hop them. Finishing with a gainer full. That is a solid, again, stuck landing there for the Red Hawks. Finishing that routine with a 9-7. Following, we have Lyra Parton, beautiful 180, slight little wobble. You'll see that arm stopped. Judges want to see that constant motion. Don't want to see any movement stopping here on the balance beam. No pauses. Finishing with a gainer full. Eyes down just a little bit. Slight step backwards, but overall great finish for her.
Taylor Engel here, certainly the name to watch for the Missouri State Red Hawks, and we've seen it so far with her 9.75 scores in both the balance beam and floor exercise.
Finish off this routine with a round of double as well.
And an embrace with her coach there. Certainly happy to put down a strong performance there on the beam for her team.
Great anchor there. They had a little bit rough start with Ayla Quinn with an 8.875 and then finishing with Naya Reeder with a 7.9. She was able to pull through there for her team.
And that's going to do it for that second rotation. Coming up here in rotation 3, Central Michigan is going to take on the vault. Bowling Green will be on the balance beam, and the Southeastern Missouri Red Hawks will take on the floor exercise.
Here with Jenna Gurman on vault. You're starting off the rotation with a Yurchenko full. Chest down just a little bit on that landing, showing a little bit of a hip angle. You want to see that nice and straight. You want to see that chest up and eyes forward at that table. Over here for the Falcons, we have Faye Dubin. Starting off strong here for our leader. Starting off with her series. We have back handspring. It looks as though there's supposed to be another skill after that for a tri-series. Once again, Faye Dubin for their leadoff position. Straight test side aerial, strong landing there, good recovery. Solid full turn. Really showing her composure here. Finishing with a front tuck full. Solid finish there for Faye. Not the start that I think she wanted. She missed that series. I believe there's supposed to be a third skill. Over here for the Red Hawks, we have Leah Parton. A tumbling pass, front handspring for 1.5. Solid landing. And a solid start there for Leah. Once again, on the floor exercise for the Red Hawks.
Meanwhile, Central Michigan is through 2 vaulters. Jenna Gurman put down a 9.6 score, and Zoe Pelfrey with a 9.775. So very, very strong start off to the vault for the Chippewas.
Over here we have Ava Boots once again for the Chippewas on vault.
And with the Central Michigan Chippewas, we're really seeing the same rotation of these all-arounders, which isn't to discredit, for the most part, any of the rest of the roster, but we're seeing these girls who can do not only one event, but all of these events at a very high level.
Boots starting it off with a front handspring, front tuck half. Once again, a very unique vault, different from a Yurchenko.
And probably not the landing the Boots would have liked on that. However, it doesn't entirely detract from the very impressive skill there.
Over here on the balance beam, we have Kayla Shaw following Faye Dubin. Shaw previously putting up a 9.475 and an 8.85. I believe she's really looking forward here to hit a solid routine.
Shaw's career high in the balance beam is a 9.475 score. Her high of this season is 9.163.
Once again, Kayla Shaw is a freshman. She's already led off in 2 events, I believe, already. Over here for the Red Hawks on floor, we have Annalie Phillips. She's following Leah Parton's 9.575. Getting ready for her first tumbling pass. Rounded back handspring to a double pike. Little bit of out of control there on that step. Judges wanted to see that a little bit more controlled, a little bit smaller. She tried to sell it off. Annalie getting ready to go into her second tumbling pass. The front lay front full. Small steps on that landing as well. Judges really want to see a clean landing. They want to see those feet stick to that floor. Following into a third tumbling pass. Rush that landing just a little bit. It's going to be a bit of deduction there on that landing. Quite a bit of a squat there for Annalie.
And Kayla Shaw here is now underway on the balance beam for the Falcons.
Beautiful side semi there. It's a very difficult element going into it front and landing aside. And that is a bit of a unique turn there that's called a wolf turn. It's done very beautifully. Very nice control. You can see a very strong landing, setting up for her series here. Back handspring, lace step out. She seems very calm. What I love about Kayla is her height. You see right there, she just finished a little bit too hard on that landing there. Overall, solid routine for Kayla, but that dismount, I think she pulled a little bit too hard.
Very strong otherwise for the freshman, though, certainly.
Beautiful height on that lace step out series. Over here for the Red Hawks on the floor, we have Caitlin Hamilton. Once again on floor over here, every routine is different for every gymnast. You really get to see their personality shine through the music and choreography. Starting off our tumbling pass. with a 2.5. You see the judges there raise their hand. The white lines on the floor is the inbounds for the floor routines. You see she stepped out. This should only be about a 10th. She really wants to stay in between those white lines. Doing a second tumbling pass to the front leg, front full. Once again, a little bit short on that landing. She had to take 2 steps backwards. Kaylin following Leah Porton's 9.5, 7.5, and 9.4. Setting up for her third tumbling pass. Round of 1.5 front leg. Way to finish. Once again, Kaylin Hamilton there on the floor exercise. Really put a strong finish there to her last tumbling pass. After those first 2, had a little bit of a error on both of her landings. Over here for the Falcons on beam, we're getting started with Megan Bingham.
Bingham really the standout so far for the Falcons today.
Megan's following Kayla Shaw's 9-1 there on beam. Starting with a back handspring lay, step out, very solid there. Straight into cat leap side aerial. Seemed her front foot was off a little bit there. It was turned in. That's called sickle. Do you want those feet to be parallel along the beam? Nice jump combo. Split 3/4 was lovely, showing that 180 split. Getting ready to finish up this routine with a round of 1.5. Big hop there, but overall pretty solid.
As Central Michigan has finished their vault rotation, their final score is going to be a 48.875 for that component.
With their highest score being Ava Wellmer with a 9.85. Over here on floor exercise, we have Sydney Crouch for the Red Hawks. Once again, it seems that judging is going a little bit slow today. Seems it's the beginning of the season, everybody's just getting back into the swing of things. Getting ready for beam, we have Nadia Parente.
And as we wait for these scores to be doled out so we can get on to the next routine, it's worth noting, looking at the Falcons scored in rotation 3, 2 of them down, that means there's a potential 30 points on the board if they were to somehow earn 3 10s. And with the completion of Central Michigan's scoring, they are already behind 30.
Over here on floor for the Red Hawks, we have Sydney Crouch starting it off. First pass. At a front 1.5 to a stag jump. See, adding a skill onto your tumbling pass like that makes it a combo, which makes it worth more as a value. Ready for her second pass here. Beautiful landings. It's a very difficult pass, having multiple twists. She really kept track of where she was in the air. Very impressive. Sydney Crouch finishing up there on the floor, showing very good air awareness. Bowling Green has Nadia Parente up on the balance beam. Beautiful full turn there. Finishing with the dismount, round of 1.5. You'll see she had her chest up nice and tall. It's exactly what the judges wanted to see. Small hop in that landing.
And then exactly what you want to see for Coach Emmons, too. Looking at a team that through 3 scored routines so far on the balance beam is averaging a 9.050. Certainly not a bad showing by any means, but even so, keeping you, fairly distant looking into this final round to try to close the gap on the Chippewas.
100%. Not putting out the scores that they wish to be seeing right now. Starting off beam with Bowling Green, we have a 9-0, a 9-1, and a 9-0-5. Hopefully we can finish it up here nice and strong.
And it is worth mentioning Nadia Parente, the first of the Falcon balance beam routines to have a fairly seemingly stuck landing on the dismount. So we'll have to see if that helps to retain some of the points that may have been deducted for the other Falcons. As you can see, the scores right now, the Chippewas, really strong performance across the board in the vault. A 9-6 coming in as their lowest. Really impressive. And as we wait on a score for Sydney Crouch in the floor exercise for the Red Hawks, Madison Green stands aside waiting to begin her performance.
Over here for BG, we have Elise Brozak, a junior from, I believe, it's Gigapack, Pennsylvania. Over here on floor, we have Madison Green. Starting off with a front lay from 1.5. Solid landing with what we call a college salute. You'll see they'll throw their head back as a nice little nod off to finish there. Strong leap, showing great control there. That's called a wolf jump with a full twist. Second tumbling pass here. Ground up, the handspring double tap. A little short in that landing. You'll see she had to take a step forward. Judges want to see a step taken backwards, so that will be a deduction. Once again, Madison Green here on floor. Very nice finish there for Madison.
Meanwhile, on the balance beam, Nadia Parenta's score is in as a 9.475, so definitely a step farther in the right direction for the Falcons, but overall on average is projecting to have the worst score of rotation 3 among the 3 teams. Not what you'd like to see, certainly.
Over here for BG on beam, we have Emily Casaga. She is a senior here from New Jersey. She's going to be following up with an 8-9 this season, last at Central. Hopefully to see a bit of an improvement here.
And for Castiglia, this is her first performance of the day, only having competition in the floor routine as well as the balance beam. So this is somewhere where they know she's strong, somewhere where they like to put her into the lineup, and she'll hope to be able to make a strong impact here in a spot where they certainly need her to.
Her career high on balance beam is a 9.85, looking to really pull out here as her anchor here for BG. Having a little bit of a rough start on beam.
Elise Broska's balance beam score coming in at 9.425, also a better direction for the Falcons as they await Castiglia's performance.
Taylor Engel getting ready here on floor for the Red Hawks.
And Taylor Engel, as we said before, a really strong anchor point for this Red Hawks team. Top or close to top scorer in both other rotations thus far for the Red Hawks.
Setting up here for her first pass. Going straight into 1.5 tuck, a little bit of a step. The landing once again needs to be stuck. Judges really want to see how hard they can stick that landing. They want to know if they are taking a step that it was a choice, not that they had to. They really want to see that control. A second tumbling pass with a front lay, front 1.5. There's the landing. And you would love to see those faces.
You can really feel through the routine, just out there having fun with it.
It's a performance. You have to give it all and take it all in. There with a fun little twist. Beautiful routine there for Taylor Engel. That will be a nice score coming in there for the Red Hawks. She'll be fouling Madison Screens 9-7-2-5.
And a really strong performance overall there in the floor exercise round for the Red Hawks, who, as of now, have slightly closed the margin between them and Bowling Green as it stands. We're waiting on Taylor Engel's score on the floor exercise and Bowling Green's Emily Castiglia, but we could very well see the Red Hawks overtake the Falcons for second, with Central currently completely scored, having a pretty strong lead for 146.55.
Both Bowling Green and the Red Hawks had an exhibition routine following their lineup.
So here's Madison Coburn for the Falcons, getting ready for the bounce beam, awaiting the score for Emily Castiglia.
Madison Coburn, a senior. She hasn't competed beam yet this season, so I'm excited to see what she puts out. She seems to be a strong athlete over here on vault, though, putting up 9.75 and 9.65 earlier this season.
And for the record, she actually doesn't have any career statistics in her college career for the balance beam, so.
Seems this will be a first here for her today. Still, once again, an exhibition, but nonetheless, still important.
And once again, that balance beam scoring table, really making sure they're taking their time there. You certainly understand wanting to get it right.
Over here on floor exercise, we had an exhibition, Nia Reeder. Fouling Taylor Engel's 9-8 there on floor. Very strong finish there for the Red Hawks.
And little surprise watching what she's done today so far.
It's really fun to see that the characters that these girls can put on floor. They become almost a whole new person. Nia going into here for her first tumbling pass. Opening up with a double pike. You'll see that judge raise his hand again. Her heel went on the bounds. Should only be about a 10th. Just showing how much power she has, though. Second tumbling pass, front full front lay, and she just walks straight out of it with, hey, that confidence, like, hey, I got this.
Very casual for her.
Some strong leaps. Finishing up this routine. They double tuck. Chest down was quite a bit. You'll see she bounced. That's called a rebound. She rebounded forward with her chest down. That's going to be quite a bit of a deduction. Once again, that was Nia Reeder on floor for an exhibition.
And looking at the scores, once again, we now have Emily
doesn't put in the hour, put in the training. I mean, 22+ hours a week is crazy, but 4 inches of beam to work with, 4 feet up in the air is ridiculous. Most people probably can't even walk across it, let alone do some of these skills. I would say it's such a hard event. And you have your beam workers. You know some girls are more confident than others, but as soon as you fall off, your nerves really start to get to you. You just want to see them pull through and continue as best as they can.
That's something that we've seen fairly routinely in these routines is the composure of some of these athletes too. You'll see them falter, start to stumble, wobble a little bit, but you see that clear focus on their face, and they're able to lock it back in and finish off their routine. Really impressive stuff.
It seems that they almost come with another set of drive. As soon as they have a little wobble, they're like, okay, I know I need to hit this next skill. I'm just going to go a little bit harder, focus on it a little bit more. Finishing up with Emily Costagles, 9.625 here. A little bit of a balance check, but they finished off strong.
And as we were saying there, you can see she very much dials in on her balance after that preliminary wobble.
Heading into our final rotation here, we have BG on floor, Southeast Missouri State over on vault, and we have Central on the uneven bars.
And so for both the Red Hawks and the Falcons, a lot of work ahead for either of them to try to close the gap on Central Michigan, who's currently leading by over 2. You see the Falcons warming up for their floor exercise there. Megan Ziala will start off the floor competition for the Falcons, followed by Landon Williams, Megan Bingham, who we've seen so much today, Madison Coburn, Kayla Shaw, the talented freshman, and Kira Thornton. In the uneven bars, Central Michigan's Samantha Shannon will start off the competition, followed by Gabrielle Johnson, Hannah Applegate, Caitlin Schwab, Luciana Alvarado-Reed, who we saw put down a phenomenal vault earlier, and then Leah Kmichak. In the vault for Southeastern Missouri State, Madison Green, Naya Reeder, Jordan Napolitano, Jocelyn Hernandez, Eiley Kuhn, and Taylor Engel will compete in that event. As far as exhibitions, the Chippewas have an exhibition for Zoe Zimmerman on the uneven bars. The Falcons have an exhibition from Elise Broska in the floor exercise, and there will not be any exhibitions for the Red Hawks in the vault for this rotation.
I'm really excited to see how the other 2 teams, Southern Missouri State and Bowling Green, really try to pull through on this last event here to catch up with Central. It seems that there's a fire that comes under you. Knowing that you have a little bit more to catch up, you want to put it in your all these last few routines.
And if you're a fan of the Falcons, you have to be pretty excited looking at that deficit, knowing they know where they're at in the competition, that they have to bring their A game in what I would argue is the component with maybe the most upside.
You really see they were starting to hang in there that first rotation, but it really seemed like Beam just set off a different landing. Over here on floor, trying to get ready to set up another great rotation here, starting off with Megan Diazlo. Over here on bars, we have Samantha Shannon starting in that lead-off position. Once again for floor, Megan Diazlo. Getting ready for her first pass. Opening with the front lay, front 1.5. Beautiful landings, very controlled.
Strong start there with that move. Something the Falcons are going to need to see if they're going to be able to make a comeback in this competition here.
Going into her second pass here. with a long string of skills. You see that little smile there at the judges. You see, hey, I got this. That was so controlled. Almost easy. Finishing up with her third tumbling pass. With a front lay front full. Once again, great landings here from Megan. Showing that beautiful control. Great start there for the Falcons on floor.
Definitely the kind of start that the Falcons need on the floor if they're going to be able to make a comeback. Very strong start by Megan Zialo there. For the Redhawks, a strong start in the vault. Madison Green's score, a 9.775. Good start for them.
Over here on bars, we have Gabrielle Johnson with a beautiful Takachi. Slight miss there on the bail. You see that hand quite didn't get the grip that she needed. Good recovery. That will be a fall there for the chips. Finishes up with a double lay. A little bit under-rotated, that's why she had to take that step forward. Nyreader finishing up there on the vault.
Jordan Napolitano next up for the Redhawks on the vault event.
They're starting off strong. I'd like to see the score come in for Naya. Samantha Shannon starting off with a 9.8 on bars there for the Chippewas.
Really strong showing there, and if that's any indication of what we're yet to see in the uneven bars, it may be hard for either of the other two teams to slow down these chips.
Over here on floor, we have Landon Williams. And I love to hear that Falcon screech at the beginning of the routine, just going a little bit of school pride. Starting off with a front lay, front 1.5. Beautiful leap. She's sky high. Got great bounce off that floor. Getting ready for her second tumbling pass. See the big deep breath. Getting ready for her next opening with a front lay, front half. Beautiful landings, nice and controlled. Strong finish there for Landon Williams, following Megan Diazzo's 9.725.
Definitely, again, the kind of start the Falcons are going to need if they're going to be able to make a comeback. Diallo with that 7.25. Central Michigan currently a 9.8 and a 9.35.
Hannah Applegate just finished with a double lay stuck landing. Absolutely gorgeous.
And if the noise of the crowd any indication there, that's just going to be really tough to slow down for the other two teams here.
Over here we have Jocelyn Hernandez for the Redhawks on vault. Your Chanko pull, chest down a little bit. The big step backwards.
Not the strongest vault we've seen yet for the Redhawks. However, Nia Reeder's 9.625 currently being the lowest score for them puts them in a pretty solid position through 4 vaulters, 3 currently scored.
Central looking to drop that 9.35 on bars.
Hannah Applegate's score is going to be a 9.875, so even higher than the previous high of the round, and a really, really strong performance there from Applegate.
Great lines.
So now here's Caitlin Schwab on the uneven bars for Central Michigan.
Straight to Ginger there for her. Good lines. Solid bail handstand. You'll see she held that position, showing those judges that she's got this. Finishing up with her dismount. With another double leg with a stuck landing. Love to see that big smile on her face. Of course, teammates just waiting there to cheer her on.
A lot of enthusiasm there. They seem to have a torch of sorts they're passing, similar vein to the glasses we mentioned earlier.
Over here on vault, we have Aileen Kuhn. Reaching fully half. Very nice landing. Those feet did not move.
Not only a very strong landing, but I believe also the first half rotation we've seen there where the plant is facing the opposite direction. Really interesting there. Through 4 scored vaulters for the Red Hawks, their event total is currently 38.85, a strong showing early for them.
Once again, the Gymhawks are coming off a 2024 season when we saw the team finish at 4th at the Midwest Independent Conference. I think they're looking to do a repeat this year. Over here on vault for the Red Hawks, we had Aileen Kuhn. Over here on bars for Central, we have Luciana Alvarez-Reed. She's put up a great performance today. Beautiful lines on that pirouette. Such a simple skill, but she makes it look easy. Nice handstands. Going for that blind pull, straight into that double dismount. Small stop on that landing, but gorgeous form. We have the Red Hawks finishing their lineup right now here on vault. Taylor Engel being the last anchor.
And Taylor Engel actually just having finished her vault, a very, very strong vault with a stuck landing and a well-stuck landing at that. Unsurprising why she's the anchor in that rotation. And I tell you what, with 3 scores of 9.775 prior to Engel's vault, that's going to be a tough rotation to beat.
Over here we have Megan Bingham for BG on floor, still waiting on her teammates Landon Williams' score.
And Engel's vault score will be a 9.85, so the best of the round for her. Unsurprisingly, as we've seen throughout this entire competition, she's been the go-to for the Red Hawks, and it shows once again.
Red Hawks finishing their vault rotation with a 48.85.
So that's going to place their score for today at a 192.375.
Over here for Central, Leah
Kmichak
finishing up here as their anchor. Trying to finish up this routine with a strong dismount, double lay, small slight left on that landing, but beautiful lines. Hips are flat, feet were glued together. Over here for the Falcons, once again, Megan Bingham. She's put out a strong performance here today. Ready to conclude. Starting off, first pass, opening with a whip to double pike. Beautiful, chest was up, great landing. Just see the look on her face. She seems so confident and calm. Being in the middle of the lineup means someone you are able to depend on. Going here for her second pass. With a double tuck. Once again, chest up. Gorgeous landing. Really see that smile come out. Beautiful finish there for the BG Falcons. Megan finishing with a strong routine. You'll see the floor was sworn by her teammates. Over here for the Chippewas, we have exhibition Zoe Zimmerman. Going straight for a release. Beautiful catch. She's right on top of it. Gorgeous pack, straight into the straddle kip.
And this exhibition really showing off the depth that the Chippewas have with all of their all-arounders.
100%. Strong routine there for Zoe. Beautiful.
And so now, as we have the finalized event total for the uneven bars for the Central Michigan Chippewas, with a 49.050 being over 2 ahead of the Falcons, it does appear that that will be able to put them in the lead for good in this competition. The question being, through the remainder of the floor exercises, can the Falcons carve out a win over the Red Hawks? Just really strong uneven bars performances for the Chippewas today. Scores of 9.775, 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, and 9.875. Really impressive stuff.
And we'll see soon. We have Madison Coburn following for Bowling Green. Madison Coburn previously had a meet with Central, finishing with a 9.7 on floor. Looking to put up that or just a little bit better over here.
And you can see Brittany Emmons there talking to her athlete, getting her ready for her routine. Some final words of encouragement before she begins.
Madison's highest score right now for this overall just career is a 9.825. Looking for her to pull through here to get a lead against the Red Hawks. Once again, Madison Coburn. Opening up this routine with a beautiful double pike. Strong landing. You can see that passion just fired her up right there. You love to hear the crowd and her teammates getting into her routine. Beautiful leaps. Getting ready for her second pass. Gymnasts have a choice of either doing 2 or 3 passes depending on the skill level. The front tuck step out, through to double back. A little bit of a short landing, but was able to pull it off. Great routine there from Madison Coburn. Way to finish off.
A strong performance is certainly what the Falcons would look to see, as they've only got their 5th and 6th floor exercise routines remaining and currently trail both of the other 2 competitors.
Looking to pull through here, put in some good scores. It seems that we're on the right track. Once again, you'll see those mats being dragged across the floor. Those are not a deduction. If anything, they're more of a little bit of a cushion. They allow gymnasts to have that extra padding on their ankles and knees and hips. Especially, you'll see them a lot here at the beginning of the season. Trying to keep their bodies nice and healthy to get through the entire season.
So here you can see the scores again. And once again, a very, very strong standout on the day is the consistency of Taylor Engel for Southeast Missouri State. Really, really impressive showing from her all the way across the board. A 9.85 in the vaults event, a 9.8 in her floor exercise, a 9.75 on the balance beam, and then a 9.75 on the uneven bars. 9.75 twice being her lowest performance.
Be very fun to see where she ends up in the all-around position. Over here on floor for BG, we have Kayla Shaw. She's a freshman from Brampton, Ontario. She's done very well today. Her highest on floor right now is a 9.8, looking to follow that up from her last meet. Opening up this routine with a double pike. Just a little bit too much power. She pulled that a little bit too hard. She got great height. Straight into her leap series. Beautiful 180s. That's a triple combo.
Shaw, a couple of strong performances already on the day.
Going in her next something else. Front tuck step out to double tuck. Putting on a fun performance there. Kayla Shaw finishing up there for Bowling Green on floor. We just have one more routine for Kiera Thornton. And then we have one exhibition for Elise Brozak there for the Falcons.
We'll really have to just wait and see what they say for this scoring on Kayla Shaw to determine if the Falcons are going to be able to come away with a second place finish and get their first win on the season, or if they're going to come in third place in this home opener for the 2025 season.
These girls have grown so much in the last two meets. I mean, even though they might not win overall, but they've had a lot of personal bests today, which is great growth to see there and great to see for Coach Emmons. I bet she's very happy with her girls right now.
And there you can see in the scoring, the Falcons trailing by about 9.95, excuse me, in the standings. So they need another performance about as strong as what they've had so far, somewhere around the margins of Megan Zialo's 9.725, Megan Bingham's 9.75, Madison Coburn's 9.75, and then they need to improve again on Landon Williams' score of 9.175 if they're going to be able to cut down that margin and sneak into second place there. It's going to be close, and I think it's going to be really exciting to watch this final routine here.
You'll see Emmons herself was a gymnast for Ball State. She's bounced around a little bit as head coach, assistant coaches all across the country. It seems like she's really found home here for BG. Once again, last routine here for Kiera Thornton on floor exercise. Following Kayla Shaw's 9.575. Opening with a front handspring, 1.5.
Thornton will need to get a 9.55 here or better for the Falcons to overtake the Redhawks.
Love to hear those teammates getting involved with their team. Setting up for her second pass. 1.5 punch lay. Nice and solid. See that big deep breath. For how short floor routines are, they are very difficult. You are nonstop moving for 2 minutes straight, sprinting and tumbling across that floor. Beautiful leaps, showing that nice 180 there on that straddle.
Strong performance so far here from the anchor.
Finishing it up here for Kiera with a double tuck. Beautiful landing. Those feet did not move. Once again, you see that step back was a choice. Finishing with a kiss goodbye. Beautiful routine there. Strong anchor, Kiera Thornton, ladies and gentlemen, for Bowling Green.
And so I said before, she needed a 9.55 to be able to propel the Falcons into a lead over the Redhawks for that second place spot. What do you think?
I think she may have gotten it. You can see those looks on her teammate's face. I think she knows. She put off a great performance. It's just a waiting game now for the judges.
A lot of excitement there as we await that final score.
Following her will be Elise Brozak for an exhibition score.
And Broska also competed in the actual competitions today as well. On the balance beam, putting a 9.425 up, and had an exhibition performance as well in the uneven bars with an 8.875 exhibition score.
As we
finished this meet here. Once again, the Central Michigan Chippewas have finished with a 195.6, and Southern Eastern Missouri has finished with a 192.375. BG is sitting at a 192 right now without here third in score.
And so, though we don't know the outcome of second place, it does seem that once again, a win over the Chippewas, he's going to elude the Falcons for another competition.
And it just came in here at Thornton's 9.775 finish there for Bowling Green. That puts them ahead of Southern Eastern Missouri, giving the Falcons their first win of the year with a 192.6 over 192.375 Redhawks.
And so that is going to make our final standings a third place performance from the Southeastern Missouri Redhawks with 192.375. Second place, the home Bowling Green Falcons in their season home opener with a score of 192.6. And first place overall, the Central Michigan Chippewas, 195.6.
Luis Brozak here on floor for an exhibition there for the Falcons. Opening up with a double pike, chest down a little bit. She really bounded forward. We want to see that nice controlled backwards landing. Going straight for her second pass. With a double tuck. Beautiful way to pull through there. Strong leaps. Splits a little bit small there. Judges want to see a 180, complete, open, and straight line. Going for her third pass. Once again, gymnasts can either have 2 or 3 passes. Posing with 1.5. Small step back on that landing. Once again, for front tumbling, you want to be able to step forward. Elise Brozak there on exhibition for BG.
Just a little under-rotated there, but a very strong performance nevertheless for the exhibition.
And that concludes the routines for tonight.
Once again, that score is going to be third place, the Southeastern Missouri Redhawks with 192.375. Second place, the Bowling Green Falcons, 192.6. And in first place, the Central Michigan Chippewas, 195.6. Central Michigan has now, in back-to-back weeks, come away with a gymnastics meet victory over the Falcons,
The Falcons getting their first win today.
and that's a big one for head coach Brittany Evans.
100%. And for a season opener, very well done there for the Falcons.
Certainly, the last thing you'd want to do is come out in front of your home crowd, your home stadium, and perform poorly and get beaten by all the competition. So for them to get a win on a day like today, definitely important.
Means a lot, and I bet the crowd is here for it. Having all their friends and family come out and cheer for them, I think definitely helped with the atmosphere a little bit more. Being back home always helps.
Certainly. Looking across the scores, if you had to pick, a gymnast of the meet type award, who sticks out to you?
Well, I have to say, over here on vault for the Chippewas, we had Luciana Alvaro-Reed put up a 9.8, and she seemed to have a strong performance throughout the rest of the meet, putting up a 9.9 on floor exercise as well. She really stuck out to me with her technique and style of gymnastics.
I have to agree. I do think that she was pretty handily the top performer, but even so, each team really had a standout of its own. Taylor Engel for the Redhawks put up a 9.75 twice, as well as a 9.8 twice. And then Megan Bingham was also very strong across the board, a 9.8 in the vault, a 9.7 in her uneven bars. Her balance beam a little weaker, a 9.05. But then finishing it off with her floor exercise, a 9.75. So
these teams really pulled out today, and it seemed like every gymnast was almost at their best, putting all they could out on the floor.
And it feels like room for only optimism for any of these teams. This is still very early into the infancy of this 2025 season for them. As you can see, the final scores from rotation 4 up here. Really impressive stuff from the Chippewas on the bars. 4 of their 5 scorers above that 9.8 mark. I mean, that's a winning formula right there.
100%. It's very rare to see that.
And I believe with that being the conclusion of the routine action, we have our final scores in, that is going to do it for us here from the Stroh Center. For Aubrey Trailer, I am Holden Ruck, and this has been a WBGU PBS production, and thank you for joining us. Have a good afternoon.
We're going to get ready to head into the award ceremony here. You'll see that each gymnast can be awarded a medal for either vault, bar, beam, or floor. And there is another event called All Around, which is a combination of all of your scores that you have gained for the night and every single event. So it is only given to gymnasts who have competed every single event. So vault, bars, beam, and floor for the entire day or night.
And so that is going to certainly narrow down the options that can be eligible for that, just considering the athletes who have competed in every event. Namely, the names that we brought up as the potential award winners there: Luciana Alvarado-Reed, Megan Bingham, and Taylor Ingle, all very strong contenders, I would say.
And you'll see in that all-around position, you honestly have your strongest athletes there who are able to put out at almost every single event. It's a very difficult position for them, but it pays off in the end knowing that they're able to do it. So we'll know now that, as we've discussed before, we know our team scores, but for the girls sitting there out on the floor, they don't know where they stand or how their event went and how they compare to the other girls. So this is exciting to see when they get to know what they've won and how well they did for the night.
Here's another one of those instances where you can really see the camaraderie between the teammates. You know, they're all smiling, sitting together and awaiting the results of their individual scores, and really all smiles on most of the faces there.
Once again, knowing that gymnastics is such an individualized sport, but knowing that your teammates are there right next to you, they're constantly by your side, cheering you on, dancing with you. They're always in your corner, so you never feel by yourself. For an example like floor, as we've seen throughout the entire meet, yes, you're competing there, you're on the floor all by yourself, but you have your girls in your corner doing your routine with you, dancing with you, cheering. There's never a calm or quiet second between the girls, and I love it. Teams are just waiting here for these final scores to come in.
And just staying patient here as we await these awards to be handed out.
Bet these parents are looking forward to see their girls shine one more time.
And if you're Coach Brittany Emmons, your first year head coaching for the Falcons, you got to be pretty pleased overall with the results of the day.
She's no stranger to this conference either, though. She competed here herself in the Mid-America Conference as a gymnast at Ball State. She was also named the Mid-America Conference, also known as MAC, as we all know, Senior Gymnast of the Year in 2013, and earned trips to 3 NCAA regionals as an all-arounder. I feel that her experience really shows her bond with the girls here and helps them out on another level. She really knows how to push these girls and what to expect in the all-around.
And you certainly have to feel that the pedigree of her competition historically, as well as her experience in the MAC, as we discussed, puts her in a great position to be able to lead these Falcons. She's familiar with this kind of competition, these kinds of teams. Only recently in 2013, 12 years back now, but even so, familiar with the conference very much.
I think it just comes from being a coach and being a gymnast yourself. It's so different between the two, but having both backgrounds is a very strong asset to their team. She knows what the gymnasts think like, what they feel like, how they could be scared. She knows all aspects of this sport, and it's starting to show here and rub off on this team.
It's certainly one thing to know the ins and outs from a studying point, but an entirely different one to know it from having been there yourself as an athlete. You're absolutely right.
Physical experience, yes. Brittany Emmons from the previous team had a small interview and conducted that they had a learning moment for their team. She stated, as we continue to navigate and find our rhythm each event, every turn and every routine, every athlete is working on how to continue to build their own confidence and become a consistent team. She states that she is so proud of her vault and floor team stepping up and trusting the training and going out there and doing what they know how to do. She says, we take what we learned from this meet and get back to the gym and prepare for us to be back on our own turf in the Stroh next weekend. And that really shows. Here we are at the Stroh this weekend, and these girls really pulled through, putting out multiple best scores. I feel, yes, their confidence did step up again, but I believe that just having that extra step of experience, now this being their third meet of the year, it's really starting to show that they're starting to get a hang of things. They're starting to get back into rhythm, and I believe these girls are excited for what has to come this season.
They really are getting back into that rhythm. And you can even look at the case-to-case situation because today, they fell to the Chippewas again. Certainly not the result they might have wanted against a really strong and consistent MAC squad. But even so, the margin of victory for Central Michigan notably thinner today than it was last time. So they're getting better. They're finding things to improve on. Their own team score higher for them as well as for the Chippewas. So a higher caliber of competition for both sides today. And really just a lot of improvement across the board.
They're continuing on closing that gap between all these teams, and it's really exciting to see.
We're still awaiting the award announcements for today's competition, but looking ahead, Bowling Green will continue their homestand of competition on Sunday, February 2nd, when Ball State comes into town for a MAC duel. The first rotation for that is going to start off at 2 p.m., and that should be an exciting one, especially for Coach Emmons, again, alumni of Ball State, her alma mater, coming into town to compete in your new home as head coach. That's got to be a special one for her looking ahead.
Yes, and another MAC team, knowing that they'll go neck and neck once again. Really exciting to see what they pull from this meet, what experience they want to show, and how they grow from this meet. I mean, given it's only a small little branch of time in a week, but I believe these girls are going to take a lot from today.
Very much. And it's really promising to see for them to get a win this early. You'd like to come in first place, but getting the win over the Red Hawks certainly important for a team that, again, last year went 4-13 overall, only 4 wins, 0-5 in the conference. You definitely want to get off to a start and get some wins going sooner rather than later, and it's a really good start for them under their new head coach.
See those girls there on the floor still waiting for some results. Getting ready for the award ceremony.
Patiently waiting, but you can see a lot less of the nerves of anticipation in this phase as compared to before the actual competition. You can tell they're definitely relieved to be done.
Definitely tired. It's been a long day. Here we are finally getting ready for awards.
Meet. First up on the vault, we have a two-way tie for third place from Bowling Green State University with scores of 9.80, Megan Bingham and Katrina Mendez-Ebelman. And first place, saying congratulations with a score of 9.850 from Southeast Missouri, Taylor Engel. And from Central Michigan, Ava Lohmeyer.
Here's our vault champ.
On the uneven bars, we have a three-way tie for second place with a score of 9.80 from Central Michigan University, Samantha Shannon. Caitlin Schwab. And Luciana Alvarado Reed. In first place, saying congratulations with a score of 9.875 from Central Michigan University, Hannah Applegate.
Central going 4-for-4 there on the bars.
On the balance beam, we have a tie for second place, three-way tie, with scores of 9.750 from Southeastern Missouri, Taylor Engel. And from Central Michigan, Zoe Pelfrey. And Hannah Applegate. In first place, saying congratulations with a score of 9.80 from Central Michigan University, Luciana Alvarado Reed.
Central pulling through there once again.
On the floor exercise, third
For
place,
balance
saying congratulations with a
Finishing
score
up
of
here on floor.
9.80 from Southeast Missouri, Taylor Engel. Second place
again,
with a
Taylor
score of
Engel finding the podium there.
9.825 from Central Michigan, Ava Wellmeyer.
Ava Wellmeyer for the
In
Chippewas.
first place, saying congratulations with a score of 9.90 from Central Michigan University, Luciana Alvarado Reed.
And that 9.9 for Alvarado
In
Reed, the
today's
highest
individual
overall
all-around
score we
competition,
saw.
third place, saying congratulations with a score of 38.30 from Bowling Green State University, Megan Bingham.
Megan Bingham, your
Second
third
place from
all-arounder.
Southeast Missouri with a score of 39.150, Taylor Engel. And first
Taylor Engel,
place,
second
saying
place
congratulations with a score of 39.275 from Central Michigan University, Luciana Alvarado Reed.
And Luciana Alvarado Reed, your overall.
And so today's final team
all-arounder.
scores, it's Central Michigan with a 195.60, Southeast Missouri with a 192.375, and Bowling Green with a 192.60. Fire up chips! Congratulations to the squad from
And the
Central
Chippewas
Michigan
finishing first
University.
for our tri-meet here at the Stroh.
And so once again, that will conclude today's meet. Again, our next home meet will take place on Sunday, 2nd of February at 2 p.m. versus Ball
As
State
we said, it
University.
won't be long,
Once again,
just
we
a
thank you
week,
for
and the
your
Falcons will be
attendance
back in
at
action
today's
here
meet.
again
Please
Sunday,
have a
February
seat.
2nd, when Ball State comes into town for a MAC dual meet. And you got to look at it, once again, you know, Central Michigan finding a way to win, but for Bowling Green, being able to get that first win of the season, really strong performance. And how about Megan Bingham? Last week, being able to get an all-arounder victory, her first, and now being third overall in the all-rounder category today. Really solid for her.
Shows great growth between only like a week difference. And here we are going into another meet just in a week. I'm really excited to see how these girls grow from this experience, giving their first win of the season here at home, getting ready to go again, another meet at home. It'll be really exciting.
And with the conclusion of those awards and obviously the routines all being resolved, that is going to bring us to the end of this competition. So for Aubrey Traylor, my name is Holden Ruck. Thank you for joining us on WBGU PBS for today's broadcast of this gymnastics tri-meet. Bowling Green, second overall. Central Michigan comes away with the win. Have a good evening.